Harry Potter is the only person allowed to dabble in the dark arts. There are too many horror stories of people doing dark practices like witchcraft and then it going horribly wrong. Today, let's look at the scariest occult practices out there. From human sacrifices to devil worshipping, let's talk about these and more only in today's video. Top 10 dark occult practices people still follow. Starting off this countdown, we have Satanism. Satanism, aka the practice of worshipping Satan or the devil, has been around for quite some time. What's scary is how people will go to extreme measures to try and appease Satan. In 2014, an undercover cop led police to an area in the woods in Maryland. There, they found a shallow grave and a brutally killed victim. The victim had been stabbed a number of times and dismembered. It was later found out that the crime was a satanic murder. The killing was committed by a violent street gang that practices Satanism. According to members of this gang, they said that the beast wanted a soul, and that's why they sacrificed this person. They claim that they listen to the devil and do whatever dark deeds they tell them to do. And if you guys are liking this video so far, make sure to give it a big thumbs up because it really helps us out. In our 9th spot, we have Wicca. Witches aren't how we see them in movies and TV shows. In fact, there are a number of modern day witches, but they aren't evil. I think the word witch has a dark history behind it. So as soon as you say that you're a witch, people automatically think that you're making hexes and curses. Well, that's not always the case. In fact, people that follow Wicca believe that to harm others is false and unfair. They also follow something known as the threefold law, which means that anything you do will come back at you 3 times over. So it's basically like the concept of karma. With that being said though, there are modern day stories of witches performing hexes and dark occult practices that have gone wrong. Take the story by a witch named Kathy. According to her, one summer she became obsessed with black magic and got in way too deep. One night she was in her room when all of a sudden it became very cold. She then started to sweat. Then all of a sudden she saw this dark shadow, which she described as being a demon, crawl towards her. She started screaming out Wiccan spells to rebuke it, but it only made things worse. After that, she gave up all practices and had to get professional help. In our 8th spot, we have the Land of Black Magic. Located in India, Mayong is known as the Land of Black Magic. Every year, a number of people travel there to either practice dark magic or learn about it. I think the scariest part, though, is the history of this place. Over the years, apparently a number of visitors have disappeared into thin air. There's also stories of men being turned into animals and animals being tamed by magic. Back in the 1330s, 100,000 horsemen disappeared from the area from black magic and witchcraft. That is super freaky. And all these practices are still practiced today. In fact, they have a witch doctor that uses magic to heal people. They place a copper plate on people's injuries. They chant and wait for the copper plate to eat away all the pain. But if there's too much pain, then the plate will overheat and smash to the ground, which is quite fascinating. Also, a number of people claim to have been cured there. In our 7th spot, we have the blood drinking. Samhain is the pagan origin of Halloween. Back in the day, they would celebrate by doing human sacrifice or burning pumpkins filled with human fat. So, that's kind of illegal nowadays, but there are some rituals that some people still follow on Halloween. One would be blood sacrifices and blood drinking. Back in the day, people would collect blood in cauldrons and drink it. On Reddit, you'd be surprised by the number of people that claim that they still do this on Halloween. In our 6th spot, we have the conjuring. There are some people out there that don't fully understand the power of the supernatural. These are typically the same people that conjure up something and don't understand how dangerous this can be. Take Steven Zellner, for example. This guy decided to practice a ritual called mirror magic. This ritual is said to give the conjurer the ability to see into the future. And apparently, it worked for Steven, but he got carried away. He started using the mirror for the worse. He started to use the mirror to get revenge on people he didn't like. He would stand in front of the mirror, stare into it, and envision something bad happening to them. And it would indeed come true. The evil spirits would make sure of it. But that's when things started to go wrong. He didn't follow through with all of the ritual's requirements, and so the spirits started making bad things happen to him. His home became infested with spirits. In the end, he had to call Ed and Lorraine Warren in for help, and they took his mirror away, and they locked it away safely. With that being said, people do still practice mirror magic. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the practice gone wrong. Just a couple of years ago in 2018, an occult practice went wrong, and as a result, 11 family members lost their lives. As part of the ritual, the family was meant to hang themselves, but survive. Sadly, that didn't go as so, and they ended up taking their own lives accidentally. In the house, the police found a bunch of notes about the ritual that they were performing. They believed that this ritual would help them obtain salvation. So part of the ritual was standing on a chair with around their neck. At one point, they were all supposed to jump, and it was believed that God would appear and save them so that they didn't die. Sadly, that didn't happen, and they all lost their lives. In our 4th spot, we have the bear walker. In Ojibwe spiritual tradition, a bear walker is said to be someone who uses their sacred medicines for evil and not good. By doing so, they can invoke a bear walker spirit, which is like a devil. A bear walker can cause people to become very ill, cause misfortune, or even death. Some people still practice this today. Reddit user Whack Detective shared the time she was a victim of a bear walker. One night she had a weird dream and woke up in a fevery sweat. From there, she started losing weight fast. Within 2 months, she was severely ill and couldn't even walk. She got sent to a hospital and there was a huge growth on her ovary. When she had surgery, the doctor said he had never seen anything like it. There was like this yellow, almost concrete substance around her ovary. After the surgery, her mom took her to see a medicine man. During his practice, the man took a bone, placed it on her, and began to suck. He then started to vomit a yellow substance, just like the color of the thing found on her ovary. The medicine man told her she had been cursed by a bear walker, but thanks to him, she regained her health quickly. Moving on to number 3, we have voodoo. Voodoo is something you should not dabble in. There are way too many horror stories of things going wrong. For example, a girl posted on TikTok of the time her friend put a hex on her and made a voodoo doll of her. Now, I remember seeing this, but I can't remember the TikToker, so if you know the story and know who I'm talking about, please let me know her name in the comments below. Basically, she was having a sleepover with her friend when she woke up to her friend mumbling some hex under her breath, saying things like, "May she never find love unless the love is with me." And she was holding a doll that looked just like her. The girl was so freaked out that in the morning she dipped so fast and wanted nothing to do with her friend anymore. But the friend was obsessed with her and would randomly show up at her house and try and see her. Eventually, the friend got so mad that the TikToker thinks she cursed her. She's been having crappy luck finding love life ever since. That's just one story though. There are several more of people practicing voodoo and harming others through it. In our 2nd spot, we have the human sacrifice. The con community engaged in human sacrifice for the longest time. They did this as it was believed to bring them good fortune. Whenever something bad happened in their village, a young individual was taken to be sacrificed to the gods. This was said to then appease them and bring them good luck. Now, the ritual would take 2 days. On the 2nd day, the person being sacrificed was cleaned with turmeric paste and oil. They then were fed by the villagers in gratitude, then tied to a sacrificial post. Someone would then cut a small piece of their flesh and offer it to the gods. Then the villagers would all attack and carve off a piece of flesh themselves and bury that on their own land to get good luck. Now, this doesn't happen anymore because it was banned, thank gosh. So what did they do? They started sacrificing monkeys since they thought it's the second closest thing to man. And then they started doing this to buffaloes. And in our number 1 spot, we have the Aghori tribe of India. The Aghori are followers of a 1,000-year-old Hindu sect. Their aim is to achieve total liberation, and they do this by following some pretty unconventional practices. These practices are what make a lot of people afraid of them. They primarily engage in post-mortem rituals. They smear cremated ashes all over their bodies and also feast on the dead. Now, a common misconception with this tribe is that they were going around killing people to then eat them, but that is false. They flesh on corpses that are brought to the cremation grounds. The flesh is often eaten raw, but sometimes they roast it over a fire. Now, the tribe sees nothing wrong with this as they see no difference between human and animal flesh. Not only that, but they drink urine and eat feces. This is all done to get them to a higher version of themselves. All right, guys, that's all for today's video. I hope hope you enjoyed that one. And now let's move quickly along to our comment shout out portion. I'll be shouting out comments from the video, top 10 mysterious artifacts that will make you question reality. Nazarath commented, think this was more of a videos possibly proving we are not alone. Yeah, it seemed like we were like, aliens, aliens. Like the whole video was like, who made this? Aliens. But who knows? Maybe we're not. See, Kappa commented, maybe the Nazca lines are maps of constellations. Now that's actually really clever. Maybe you're onto something there. Amber Barajaz commented, anything that we can't explain equals aliens. It's true. We're just like, that's suspicious. That's weird. Must be aliens. Also, if you got that reference, let me know in the comments below. Alright guys, that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see ya. Oh my god, that was a big one. I'm so sorry. Whoever's editing this, can you send me that?